Hi, my name's Timothy Earl, and I'm a family coach with Earl Consulting. I'm also speaking on behalf today of Jackrabbit Journey Parenting from Within. Jackrabbit Journey offers parent support and parent workshops. I'd like to talk to you about quality time and three of the things that get in the way of people having quality time. The first one is pretty obvious. Most of us as parents or a single parent are working a lot to provide all the things that we know our children need or sometimes that we think they need. And because we're working anywhere from 60, and I've worked with clients who are working 90 hours a week, there's just not a lot of time for the family. And then when there is time, parents don't want to necessarily do what their kids want to do, or they don't want to, or their schedules don't match. So this is a pretty big problem, and I'm encouraging you to prioritize it, schedule it if you have to, and get yourself at least a couple hours, 4 hours of quality time with your children per week. Now notice, meals can count, but that shouldn't be seen as the only quality time. By quality time, I mean it could be they're doing their homework at the dining room table and you're reading a book in the living room and they know that they have access to you and you're helping them with their homework at the same time. That can be quality time. It's being together. Because one of the other big things that gets in the way is people think it has to be extraordinary. It has to be grand time, Disneyland or Magic Mountain or a big meal in a movie. And most of the time there's not much quality time that happens at these places. We're running from one ride to the next, or we're sitting side by side looking at a screen. So by quality time, I really mean like going on a walk, having a project in the backyard that you do together on Saturdays or Sunday, having activities like bike riding or sports or things that you enjoy, doing those things together. And there's physical interaction. So the more touch and the more play that's involved, it really increases the quality of the time. It doesn't always have to be talking, especially with preteens and teens. They don't really want to talk so much. They want to do things a lot of the time. If you have an intellectual kid, it could be that you're reading the same book and you're discussing it. So really, don't let go of the idea of a grandiose time and just recognize that it can be simple. The third thing is technology. And technology is one of those things that's a double-edged sword. It's a great thing, right? Every kid has a laptop. They can do their homework from anywhere, access research stuff. They don't need all these encyclopedias anymore. And at the same time, we've got children who are texting on the phone, or worse, their parents and them are texting on the phone during a 20-minute meal that's, they didn't prepare together, and then they're both off running and doing their things. They're doing Facebook. It's distracting them from their homework. You can't even talk with them because they're over there doing that. I could go on and on about technology. So I really want to have you recommend to your child and you, like when you have those quality times, set up boundaries or guidelines, which are, hey, phones go off. And I'll give you an example where I was working with a client and he was able to text his friends and we could still talk. And it was going okay. And then at one point, I needed to talk to him about something serious. And so I said, hey, could you shut your phone off for the next 10 minutes? I'm okay with the texting because I do find that you're able to multitask, this particular client. And I noticed that by you being able to deal with that, you actually give me your attention. And I just stop when you're texting, and then I remind you what we're talking about and we go. But right now, I'd really like to get into something that's going to require your undivided attention. He said, yeah, no problem, I'll shut my phone off. So he shut it off. He actually didn't turn it back on 10 minutes later. It just stayed off. You could also have agreements like you and your child agree that during your quality time or during meals or during the hour before they go to bed and you're checking in with each other, that all phones are off, all electronics are put away, and you do it too, and everybody puts them in the same place or in different places, and they just stay there until the next morning. So lots of ways to deal with technology, but these three things that get in the way of quality time are your work schedule, do your best, definitely prioritize birthdays, sports events, things, the dance recital, things that mean things to your children, and be there. Don't let your employer or your employee or your company take you away from that stuff. And then really try to schedule the quality time. See it as important as your work. Deal with the technology in a variety of different ways. I gave you some ideas there. And definitely don't get caught up in the idea that quality time has to be super fun and expensive. It does not. Like I gave you a lot of examples of how it can be. Start early. Start with your children when they're young. Keep it going. And remember, teens and preteens really like physical stuff. They like to do things by and large, as opposed to just chatting a lot and you feeling like you're kind of interrogating them. All right, so if you would like to contact me for family coaching services, you can do so at earl-consulting.com. If you'd like to join one of our parent workshops and get some of our parent support, you can do that through jackrabbitjourney.com. All right, hope you found this information helpful. You have a good day.